like to, turn on my mic. There we go.
All right, thank you. I'd like to address my question to Kathleen, and it's a real simple one. We're about to see that the proposed TPP is going to be brought up for approval, and my question is this good or bad for the environment? And can you give us an example that supports your position, whether it's good or bad for the environment?
Good job, and 30-second question. Okay, 1 minute to respond.
Thank you. In my experience working at Mary International, I saw the benefits of trade and tourism. In fact, tourism is trade, and I saw how it created actually thousands of jobs when we increased international tourism in this country, including jobs here in Montgomery County. So as a rule, I think that we live in a global economy, and if we can figure out how to enact trade agreements that do have strong, and I say strong because we haven't seen them up until now, but strong environmental protections and strong protections for jobs, and we haven't seen that until now, I would generally be in favor of trade agreements because I do see them creating new jobs in America and new markets for our goods. We have not seen the TPP. The Sierra Club says they've seen a draft on it. I haven't. Labor has said they've seen a draft of it. I haven't. I don't even think the negotiators have an agreement yet together, and we may not get one because President Obama is saying he is going to try to get protections for the environment and labor in this agreement. So I think we have to wait and see.
Okay, and a 30-second response. If you have one.
Yes, I do. I am totally opposed to the TPP. I don't think that we need to wait and see what is going to be proposed. We know what these trade agreements do. I can tell you personally, I know what it has done to devastate my country, El Salvador. We are now being challenged to be bankrupted by the Pacific Rim, a mining company that would contaminate 70% of our drinking water. And we cannot defend ourselves because the trade agreement, CAFTA, does not allow a country to protect its own environment or its people.
Next is Mr. Jawanda with a question from one of the other candidates. And then on deck is Kathleen Matthews. I'll give you a little warning, but yeah, go ahead, 30 seconds for your question to another candidate.
Thank you. This message is, and depending on my order, I wasn't going to switch you, but you're only getting two, so I'm coming to you, Kathleen. Okay? This question is for Kathleen. I'd like everyone to answer, but I know I can't do that. I often think about underserved communities in this frame as I'm running for Congress, because I grew up in one. I grew up in Long Branch, less than 2 miles from here, and often we see all the dumps, all the power lines, everything that's located in our communities. And I would ask you, in the context of this forum and the environment, what do you think are the biggest challenges environmentally for underserved communities and communities of color? And what would you do and propose to change to address those?
So I think the most important thing that people need in life is a job. A job sort of opens the doors to all other livelihoods. A job allows you to actually provide opportunity for your children, to increase opportunity for yourself. So in underserved communities, I think, number one, it comes down to a job. I think if we do the right kind of strategy in shifting from a dirty energy economy into a clean economy, we will create so many new jobs, and those jobs actually will help underserved communities. One of the things I disagreed with President Obama on was firing Van Jones. Van Jones was a minority from Oakland who was a voice for creating green jobs in that city, and he had a program that was working, that I thought could actually go across this country. And unfortunately, he was pushed out of the administration, and so I thought that was a shame. But ultimately, I think it comes down to a job, and in the future, they should be clean jobs.
Thank you. I was hoping to hear that we need more new leadership and more inclusive leadership. What happens is that folks that don't look like the people that are making the decisions, and I've been there in the Senate Education Committee around the room with 20 people, and I'm the only person of color deciding education policy for the nation. It's hard to know when you don't have diverse perspectives. And that's a critical issue, not just in this election, but in the nation. And I think we need to be aware of that when we're deciding who our leaders are. The other thing I'll say is that Van is a great leader. He was a good guy. I don't think he was pushed out by the president. I think he was pushed out by right-wing media like Breitbart and all those crazy.
Thank you for your
That's
comments.
another issue.
Thank you. Okay.